do that. So you've had drainage issues since you moved into the house.
Yeah, this house was built in
2018,
2001, right? And we moved in here in 18, so we've been here 8 years. I'm the third owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Water just always gushed right out of here.
Yeah, I just kind of sat back here for the longest time, and I had to leave I couldn't drive my mower on it or anything to cut it until it dried out because I didn't want to cause any more damage to the lawn.
Yeah, if it's just going to gush right out at the downspout and the underground system's not going to work and keep up.
Yeah, it's finally going to be fixed right.
Yeah, these adapters spray out real bad. The water just shoots right out because they're like square in the corner. And when water hits square, it literally just sprays. We got video that our clients have given us where water's just spraying out of these adapters. You know, that's why when we made that's why we made the leaf filter like a funnel.
Okay.
And then we went ahead and made it not quite a 90, ramped. And instead of doing a full 90 degree, it's an 80 something degree because you already need slope away from the house anyways. So we're able to accomplish that for those two reasons. Nice. Keep the water flow and then just to get us to that 1% slope. I used to watch my guys when they'd use a 90 at the house, with corrugated pipe. The pipe would be coming out and they'd have to step on it with their boot and then backfill it with dirt. And I'm like, that's not right. Like the 90's already slowing the water down enough.
Right.
If we made an 80 something degree where we had our slope already figured in, you don't have to stomp on it with your boot.
It's that slope already.
Yeah. So for me, it was an easy decision, and we used the exact same fitting on the other end, right at the pop-up emitter, and the water it shoots out like mad when because instead of just hitting a 90. Because, water's not like us where you're walking down the hallway of your house and to turn left or right into the room you want to go in. Water's got to go all the way to the end of the hallway, bounce off the wall, ricochet into the room. That's what water does, so you got to guide it.
That's why I was telling them about the tees. We don't, do tees. That's why we do the sweeping with the downspouts into the Ys, and it keeps that directional flow going.
Oh, it's important. It's really, really important. So, no, we're really happy to replace your PVC system that didn't serve you well.
With the steep roof as it is, I had new gutters put on last fall, and I went with the bigger size gutters because I was having like Niagara Falls coming off the back of the house.
Yeah, I seen you went with the 3x4 and the bigger K-style gutters. Well, this will take care of you. We got that remedied. All right, so Patrick is pouring pea stone in where the catch basin is. There's a big hole under that catch basin, purposely dug, because you want to keep the line on the bottom of the trench. So you don't want to have to lift the catch basin up to get that pea stone under there. We drilled a bunch of little holes in the bottom of that catch basin so that any water that's left in that catch basin can leach away. Now, when Patrick pours the pea stone around the catch basin, it just rolls underneath it because it's dug out. It's over dug. So keep that in mind. Just let it naturally roll under it. Stone is 99% compacted when it rolls in place. Beautiful job. So right here at the house, we got a vented cleanout leaf filter. If you're new to the channel, we make these in many sizes. We now have a 3x3 for Canada. We got a 4x5 that'll be out soon for Florida. We got the very popular 2x3, 3x4. We got a 4-inch round. We just keep expanding on the different models that we have for this. So it's vented like a gas can, because when you chase fluid with air, it just accelerates the velocity of that water. So the system just runs better. Now down here buried where you can't see it is a not quite a 90. So I grabbed one out of our tool trailer. This is a not quite a 90. You can see it's not quite 90 degrees. We have automatic slope built in to this fitting. So this fitting has this riser snapped in it. That riser is meant for you to be able to take a saw or a razor blade, but it's easier if you have a hacksaw. You can buy them pretty cheap on Amazon. And you just put the blade right in here, and these ridges, they just keep it guided for you, and you can cut it to whatever size you need it, pending where your downspout ends. And you want this to go inside. You want it to go right down to the door here. So we always like these to come down and go past this seam right here. That way you don't ever have to worry about it leaking right here. It won't if it goes past that seam. So about the top of this door is where we like to do that. So right here you got the not quite a 90 with the automatic slope. We got a female coupler on this one. Really nice. This is the 4-inch system that this gentleman requested, and that's what we're building him. Now Patrick's putting a couple of risers on this catch basin. You can see how this catch basin ended up too low. Well, we wanted nice slope on our line, but we're going through landscape. Patrick just had to put a riser on there to get that catch basin lid to grade. Now we like to use these black catch basin tops when we're in landscape because they get lost in the shadows. And then we use the green ones when they end up in the grass. That way they get lost in the grass. Now this is a really long run. I mean, this run is about 75 feet. We go all the way to the ditch. We take this one to daylight, and we got one of our French drain man flow gates on the end. So didn't need to put a pop-up on it. A lot of fall, a lot of drop. Beautiful line. Now this dirt's going back in. This is not a French drain system. This is a roof runoff system. This is a solid pipe. So there's no need for fabric and stone throughout. It's a solid line. We're just discharging roof runoff water. It's not a French drain. Most of this dirt will go back in. I just wanted homeowners to know this. Some of that dirt's not going to go back in. We're going to haul it away. That pipe displaces a lot of area in this trench. Now, if you go with a 3.5-inch pipe, it displaces a lot less area than a 4-inch pipe. So you're going to have a lot less dirt to haul away. So keep that in mind. But this is a picture-perfect downspout, underground buried downspout run for that entire side of the house. When you look at that peak and all that roof right there, it all ends up on one downspout. The guys did a beautiful job. In the back, they're doing something extremely similar, but they're tying a couple together. They have this one. Now they're going 200 feet. This is a long run here. This is a long run, and that's why it's on 4-inch. The longer the run, you have to make sure that you have a larger diameter pipe, because as that water slows down, and it will, the longer the run, the more the water will actually slow down. You have less velocity, and by the time it gets to the end, if it's not a bigger diameter pipe, during really long rains, real long rains, you could end up with a situation where the pipe falls behind and it just starts to back up in the pipe. So a larger diameter pipe will give you that displacement. It'll save you in cases like that. Now this is what was on the house. I just want to show you guys what was on the house. So these leak real bad right here, and they do not catch any leaves, so the organic material plugs the line. Right here, this is made to stay flat to the house so that your downspout doesn't have to come off the house. But the water sprays out because it hits right here and it shoots out all the time. It doesn't fall directly in line with the pipe. It's a problem. It's a problem. So that's why we built our vented cleanout leaf filter the way we did. It's really cool. It's flush with the house. It's a big funnel effect as it goes down into the pipe, into that riser. So here's a 90, like a true 90, and you can see the difference. So you don't have no slope on the line. You hit the 90, and what happens when you hit this 90, a lot of times it just drops the shingle gravel and it builds up right here in the 90 is what we've seen. So I like the not quite a 90. You can see the difference. You can see how it has automatic slope. Nothing could get hung up. You can see how this is, the water hits it, just slams to a stop, and then it gets redirected, and that's when it deposits a lot of shingle gravel right there in that 90. We knew about this, of course. We've been tearing systems out and replacing them for years. So you can see this nice angle on it's not quite a 90. It's a really nice angle. It's beautiful. So it hits that, and this is ramped on top of that. It's got like a ramp inside there. It's really cool. I mean, we spent a lot of time engineering this. It's called not quite a 90 because it's an 80-something degree. We do have a patent on it. We also use this part down at the pop-up emitter. Because it's not a true 90, it also makes our pop-ups, they work way more efficient. I really love what it does for a pop-up emitter. So we use it on both ends. Up at the house, where we put this riser to our leaf filter, and then down on the other end, it just gets used the other way around, where this connects to the line, and then the pop-up goes inside this hub. That's it. So on both ends of your roof runoff system, you want to not quite a 90. You're going to have better flow. A 90 degree just slams the water to the stop. We're trying to improve the fluid dynamics of our system. We want to give the homeowner a really efficient system so that this is a system that's not only going to last a lifetime, but it's going to be there waiting and ready for even the worst of rains. We all been a part of flash floods. We know what those look like. So this is a solid system. It's not perforated pipe. So everything has to be sealed. And you got to make sure that you put tape where the pipe snaps into the coupler, and then the coupler slides on the catch basin. Because we have couplers for 3-inch, we have couplers for 3.5-inch, we have couplers for 4-inch. So whatever size catch basin you have, that's the size couplers you get with your catch basin when you order it. And you want to tape this up thorough. Sometimes people just tape right here, and then they don't tape here. We want to build up good water pressure. We don't want to be losing water real close to the house like that. And we really do like having these catch basins close to the house. The water's going to come down, hit that not quite a 90, and then it's going to come through here, and then it's going to start to slow down a little bit. That's where it's going to want to deposit the shingle gravel. So that's why this is an ideal spot for a catch basin. Now the guys are doing some really cool stuff over here. Kind of excited to show you guys. So right here we got another vented cleanout leaf filter. Real easy to access, real easy to get to. Another catch basin, the pea stone's already in. There's 2 risers. You can see how there's 2 risers, 2 inches for each riser. They just slip on. And that's what the guys needed to get to grade. Everything has 1% slope, got good slope. Over here, we join these 2 downspouts. We have them on this one main discharge line. When we come through here, I'm going to tell you what the guys did because they did some pretty cool stuff. We have a lot of different components, and you can use them in a lot of different ways. So right up here, they got really deep. And whenever you're really deep, it starts to get hard to get down in a catch basin. So they have this beautiful vented cleanout leaf filter. They ran the pipe on 1% slope, just ended up deep, and then the grade drops off. So instead of using a normal 4-inch catch basin, they're using a 6-inch. And why they did that is because it's easier to get into a 6-inch catch basin than it is a 4-inch. So we have a 5-inch riser here, and then we needed an 1.5-inch riser on top of that to get us to grade. We went with the solid cover and a big turf plate, a 12x12 turf plate. This is our 6-inch right here. Look at this. So when you go to clean this, you just put a glove on. You can buy rubber gloves, no big deal. Go down in here, scoop it out, or use your wet, dry vac. When you're deep like this, these 6-inch basins make it easy for you to get your arm down in there. You can bend your elbow. So this is just the pros showing you all the different things they do and why they do it. 5-inch riser, just a slip fit, and then an 1.5-inch riser. This flange, the dirt, when we backfill, it'll hold this riser in place. So when you go to pop this off, you don't end up taking it with you. You know, the risers, especially once you already backfilled. So we thought of everything. Super easy assembly. This is really nice. It has a beautiful finish. And this provides traction so that even on a dewy morning, you won't slip on this. We spent a lot of time working on the fit and finish. So you can just pop this with a little flat-headed screwdriver, have a screwdriver on each side and just pop it and suck it out with a wet dry vac. Probably only need to do it once every 2 years. This looks really nice. Guys did a beautiful job. So now there's an area that the water collects. Right here, the water puddles, and it's a problem. So the homeowner told us about it. We have this main line coming through here. We went ahead and put in another 6-inch catch basin. And we put our 6-inch full throttle. Look at that. It's like there's absolutely no grate. It's just all opening. When you look at it, it's just amazing. I love these. So here, I'm going to take the whole thing off. There's your 6-inch catch basin. The guys needed a 5-inch riser to get this to grade. And of course, the gentleman's getting a turf plate so that the grass won't grow over the inlet portion of the system, rendering it useless when a big storm comes through. So really nice. Right here, that third downspout gets incorporated into this main line. This main line goes really far. The guys are really taking this system quite a ways. The homeowner requested it, and yeah, the homeowner paid extra for this. I'm just putting that there because people always want to know what this stuff costs. Well, you know, and why we do some different than others too when they watch the channel. Well, we just burned 100 foot. Now we're going into a second 100 footer, and we are going to put this on a pop-up emitter. We're going to use a not quite a 90 over here. So the guys are going to take this not quite a 90, they're going to snap it on the pipe. They're going to take this pop-up emitter, put it in here. Now, when the water comes this far away from the house, comes all the way almost into the woods, it's going to hit this pop-up and get launched. It's ramped, and it just sends it because we don't want it to lose any velocity. We want to keep up as much velocity as possible. That's the key to a good drain system. Everything we do and everything we think about when we're designing parts is all about water flow and velocity. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. If you have any questions regarding this installation, leave them in the comment section. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until the next video.